You must be Rachel. I'm Erin.
Hi.
Hi.
She liked baseball, I think. Or somehow they had some conversation, Joey and Erin, about baseball, and I literally know nothing. So I had to have everyone explain to me what I was actually saying. But I remember she argued with him.
The Mets have no closer.
What about Benitez?
What about game 1 of the series?
What about Shut Up?
You shut up.
And I remember one time Matt said to me, like, don't say that because that's not actually how it works. And I was like, oh, Matt, help me. I don't know.
Look, he's a really great guy, and I know that you really want this to work out, but just don't see this having a future.
I just don't see this having a future. See, Kristin should have learned that line from Erin and said it more frequently in life, but clearly I didn't.
I don't mean this to sound like high school, but did he say anything about me?
Would you like some pancakes?
What do I remember about being a guest star in Friends? Oh, so many things. First of all, I pretty much knew everyone because we had all been going to award shows and, you know, we were all working around the same time. I actually knew a bunch of them, including Courtney, before Friends ever filmed. So it was really nice to be around your peers. And it was also a very different kind of show than I had ever been around because it was a sitcom. So, you know, Sex and the City was a single camera, a very different shot, you know, on location in New York, whereas they were filmed, you know, in front of an audience on a soundstage in, you know, Burbank. So it was really so different and so interesting, and it was really, really at its height of popularity. So for me, I felt like a student just watching how they worked with their writers. They had like 16 writers, I think, at that point. So many writers, so many talented writers who've actually gone on to do amazing shows.
Last night was fun.
Yeah. I'll call you.
Oh, and I'll call you too.
Or I'll call you.
And call me.
I remember watching Lisa Kudrow especially because she had this very involved storyline that she wanted to work on. And the way that she worked with the writing staff, David Schwimmer was directing, which was also fascinating. And he was obviously a great director and a great actor's director. And so like kind of a combination of fun and low key, but also the boss, which was amazing to see. But watching Lisa rework her character's arc or what was happening in that episode was really something that I hadn't really seen in that way, where someone who obviously knew her own power and knew what was right and knew what was funny, because there's no one funnier than Lisa Kudrow. You know, she really went and reworked it in a way where it was amazing. And that's what I mostly remember. Also, I believe Jennifer Aniston made excellent chocolate chip cookies.
Hey, who's your friend? Hey!
Hey, Joey.
Erin! Still here.
And I remember being like losing sleep. I would say I lost sleep that weekend. I mean, Sex and the City was, you know, in production, but I was like nervous to be the tiny character of Erin, losing sleep, partly because of the live audience, but partly because you're in this you know, world that has been created that is so alive and so specific, and you're trying to make sure you're fitting yourself in there properly. And I remember like, will I set that joke up okay? You know, will Matt be happy? Will I just go blank? Like, you know, things go through your head when you're in those situations that are heightened like that. Like, obviously, it was, you know, the highest of the high at that point. So,
Hey, Joey.
Erin.
Hey, Rachel. Hi.
it was fun. You know, there was a lot of fun just to be there, like to sit on the couch in the coffee shop. Like, that was amazing. I mean, it was amazing and fun, and ER was right across the way, and I'd also been on ER.
Bulls fan.
Yeah, I'm a Bulls fan.
I have a friend who can get tickets courtside. That is, if you're interested.
Like, it was just really a magical feeling, and it's really strange to think that it was that long ago. When I was on ER, which was the first season of ER, but Friends was doing an episode that was one of the iconic episodes where they played poker. And we went over, George and I went over at lunch to watch, and we sat up in the stands and watched them rehearse. And it was so funny and amazing. And James Burrows was directing, whom I love so much. And to watch that show, and then to see that show on the air, and to see like that chemistry that the cast had come together, and how it was just like bap, 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 bap. Like they were so on it in terms of their voices and their characters and the beats, and they just knew what they were doing. And I remember just being blown away by their confidence level and their synergy as a group. I think the thing I remember most was the cohesion between the cast and the fact that they were somewhat besieged by the success from the outer world, and they had kind of bonded together as a group, and that was really great to see, and obviously I learned a lot from that. I think Friends is beloved now because it is brilliant. You know, Friends holds up. Like, you can watch it and sure, the hairdos are different. It's funny to think back how big the hairdo situation was at the time, but you know, it's very 90s and into the 2000s, I think, but very 90s, and yet the writing, the acting, it has everything of classic comedy, you know, the same way that, say, Lucille Ball did or Mary Tyler Moore did. I'm thinking female-driven shows, of course, but you know, as an ensemble, I think that they did something that's really hard to do. The writers did something that's really hard to do. It came together in the perfect way, at the perfect time, and each of them was so talented in their own way, and the group came together in that magical way that you can never really make happen. It just happens. So I think that's why it's, you know, really holding up, and as well it should. I think it should be in the Comedy Hall of Fame if such a thing exists. I have no idea. I don't think it does. But if it did, I think it should be there for sure. And each character should be there.